Hello, my name is Dana. Thanks for joining me. Today I will offer a gentle class. So this class I normally teach on Thursdays. It's a 75-minute class and it's geared towards just a light practice, gentle on the wrists, not super powerful in movements, and really approachable for all levels. So if you are new to yoga, this might be a nice place to start. If you suffer from mobility issues or arthritis or anything like that, this also might be a great class. So welcome, thanks for joining me. On my mat today I have a blanket, so find something, towel, a blanket, whatever you have at home that you can fold up and smooth out so that you can sit on it. We'll also use it throughout practice to protect the knee joints, and I have a towel with me as well. Kitchen towel. I don't have a yoga strap at home, so we'll just use a towel. I think that's it. If you do have a home practice and you've set up blocks, let's actually bring those to the mat as well. And if you don't have blocks, you can use something like soup cans, or maybe put 2 stacks of books by the sides of your mat so that when we need to bring the earth up to us a little bit, it'll be there. Okay, so let's start. Find a comfortable seat this morning, or whenever you're coming to this practice. We'll sit up nice and tall with the spine. Place the hands on the knees. Take a deep breath in, reach the heart forward and the chin lifts. And then push the breath out as you push into the knees and round your chin into the chest. Inhale again, come forward, roll up, find the breath to the tip top and pause. Exhale, push the breath out, pull the belly in. One more time, deep breath in and deep breath out. Inhale, come back up. Feel your spine stack one vertebrae at a time, like the spinal column was Lego blocks, one on top of the other. And we'll just let the shoulders melt down away from the ears, close the eyes, deep breath in. And again, deep breath out through your mouth. Take a 4 count to inhale. Pause at the top. Open the mouth, let it go. Exhale for a 4 count. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Once more. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Keep with this rhythm of breath as you really allow yourself to drop into the practice. Right, so a couple of breaths to really let yourself arrive, making the first steps towards removing distractions. What you've done earlier in your day, what you'll do later in your day. Kind of let those be little items that you just set aside off of the mat, off of this space for the next hour and 15 minutes. I would invite you to soften the muscles of your face. maybe even find that space right between your eyebrows, your third eye center. Let's bring our attention there and see if we can just get light. Maybe even you see a light there, or a color, or a swirl of colors. Breathe into that space. One more breath here. We'll sweep the arms up overhead. Lengthen, go up, inhale. Push the palms together to touch and exhale through your heart space. As you reach up, feel the breath float up to the top of your space, maybe even up through the fingertips. Pause, push the palms together and exhale, hands through heart space. Once more, deep, full breath in. Push the palms together to touch and exhale into your heart space. Start class with a little bit of vibration through the body. A single sound of Om. Take a deep breath in. To release that back up into the sky. Deep inhale, reach up. Open up your palms wide. You can blink your eyes open here. Palms face the front of the room or the front of your mat. And just take another nice big inhale. Reach the arms, spread them out wide. Fingertips light up. Exhale, draw the elbows in towards your ribs. Sorry if I cued that wrong. Let's take inhale, open up, stretch wide. And then exhale as you pull the abdomen in, pull the elbows in towards your rib cage. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, in and out. Keeping the elbows bent. We'll send the fingertips up. Inhale. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Pause at shoulder height. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, maybe make fists pull down. Strong biceps. Inhale. Pulling down an imaginary bar. Once more, inhale. Exhale, push the breath out. Let's go back to wide fingertips, wide arms, long and straight like T-shape. Inhale, take a deep breath in. And let's take a gentle twist to the right. Your right hand is going to fall behind you. Your left hand might reach onto your thigh. Take a deep breath in and just feel the spine start to ring gently, gently, gently open with your exhalation of breath. And then you'll just explore here for a couple of breaths. Maybe you find your edge, or maybe you just let your breath start to work the spine open. Maybe adding on tilt of the chin over the right shoulder. Re-extend the arms, beautiful breath in long and wide through the fingertips. And then exhale to the left. So your left hand will come behind you, your right hand to the outer left thigh. And just take it gentle here. Start with the breath in to lift maybe the chin, the crown of the head. And feeling the twist a little bit in the belly, in the middle of your back. And then maybe you go a little bit deeper over with the chin towards the left shoulder. Stay here for one more full round of inhalation and exhalation. Beautiful. Extend the arms back out wide. Sweep the arms up overhead. And exhale, softly place them down by the sides of your waist. Let's extend the feet forward just about a foot or two so that your legs make like a diamond shape. And bring your hands to your calves. Push the soles of the feet together and lift up your spine. So lift up your chest, maybe even fill your chest forward, roll your shoulders back. We're going to take a tiny tilt forward. So try and tilt forward from the hips, hinging at the hips. So your sits bones are pressing into your blanket or your bolster. And then we're just gently coming forward. We're going to do some hip work today, as well as a fair amount of side body stretching. So we've all been home. We've probably done maybe a fair amount of sitting. So we'll try and open up the hips a little bit. It's also a huge place that we store tension. So during some times of tension or stress, this might come into play nicely. So again, you're just reaching your heart forward. Maybe your chest is sinking down a little bit. Maybe you have your eyes closed. If you've gotten distracted from the rhythm of your breath, try and come back to that. One more round of breath in and round of breath out. Beautiful. Draw yourself back up to a seat. We'll bring the knees together to touch. And both feet are firmly planted on the earth. We'll place both hands behind us. And then again, roll the chest open. Roll the shoulders away from your ears. Take a deep breath in. And let's just gently knock both knees over to the right. You might slide off of your blanket or bolster, that's okay. You're sending your left shoulder back and your heart forward. Slowly we'll come back up to center. Maybe scoop back on your blanket. Ground down through your feet, lift up through your chest. Take an inhale, and then on your exhale, drop the knees over to the left. Peel the right shoulder back. Great, inhale, let's come back to center. Bring the hands forward by the hips again, scoop back onto the bolster if you slid off of it. And we're going to extend both legs forward. Again, micro bend the knees, similar to I would suggest in all of your forward folds. You never want to feel like your knees have to be locked, because then you just create jamming in the backs of the legs and on the joints, which we do not want. Inhale, let's reach the arms up. Get really long through the side waist. There's a little bit of a pull to the abdomen in on your exhale. And then reach forward. Place your hands down to frame your feet wherever they land. So maybe it's right at the knees, maybe it's a little bit closer to the calves. Doesn't really matter if we're touching our toes or not, right? What matters is we're lengthening the chest and the low back. And then we're hinging at the hips. And the flex of the feet will give you an opportunity to breathe into the back of your legs. Take another breath with your chin reaching towards your toes. And then on your next exhale, you'll tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, breath to come on up. Exhale, breath to again relax the hands down by the waist. And we're going to extend the right leg out to the side. Take the left foot, put it into the right thigh. And again, feel and let's feel our pelvis roll forward a bit. So the sits bones might be just on the edge of that blanket. Hips are just slightly higher than our knees, which is ideal. And then I'm going to have you place both hands to frame the right foot. So find that twist in the belly and the low back, in the middle of your back that we started with. Really take a breath in to square your chest off to your toes. Flex the right toes. Take a breath in to lengthen, just like we did with our forward fold. Micro bend the right knee. And hinge at the hip forward towards the toes. You might feel lengthening out of the low back on your left side and also the back of your right leg. One more breath here. Breathing into both of those spaces. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, soften. Let's take the right hand and place it inside the right foot. So connect your elbow somewhere to the right leg. And then take your left hand and let's place it behind the skull. And give a push of the head back into the hand. The hand is going to push right back to the skull. So that's your opposition, right? So creating some like leverage, I guess, to lengthen through the left side body. Left elbow point reaches up to the sky. Fill up the left side of your body with your breath. And then exhale, feel some tension release there in the left side body. Maybe even all the way down into the left hip. Great. Let's exhale to release the side stretch. Whew. And take a hold of the back of your right knee. And we're going to swing the right knee all the way around, step it over the left. So you want to shimmy yourself. Again, we're on the edge of that blanket, so the hips, the pelvic floor is tilted forward slightly. And then wherever your cross of the legs is, both feet are going to flex. Lift up to lengthen. Exhale, take a twist to the right. Again, gentle twist. Maybe there's a little bit of a deeper opportunity here. Revisiting your twist for a second time. Maybe chin goes over the right shoulder. One more breath here. And exhale to release. We're going to take the right knee and come back behind you and place the right thigh, the left foot right across the right thigh. And we're going to lift up here, so frame yourself forward and then slowly walk to the left, maybe over the left knee. And see here if by pushing the front of your right hip forward, you can lift your chest, find the opposition. You got to explore a little bit in each shape too. So I feel like I might need to come up a little bit higher. So I'm going to grab, my blocks and just bring the earth up to me, right? That feels great. So my spine is nice and long and I'm lifting up here as I'm lengthening and pushing my right hip forward. Great, one more breath here. And then we'll release that. Maybe just take a gentle twist to the right. And we'll move to the other side. Swing both legs forward. Take the left leg out to the side, flex it. Right foot into the thigh. Organize yourself so you're feeling your sits bones ground down, the hips, the pelvic floor rolls forward slightly. And as soon as you flex that left foot, you should feel some lengthening in the leg, maybe the groin or the hamstring. Micro bend the left knee, turn your whole body to the left. Okay, deep breath in. And each breath out brings your chest a little bit closer to your knee. Don't yank it either. Don't force getting into a shape. Walk yourself to a shape where you feel some sensations, again in the back, the right low quadrant of your back of your left leg, and then pause there. Maybe close your eyes and drop into your breath, guiding your breath to those two spaces. Or any other space that you feel this shape is bringing some awareness to. Great. On your next exhale, push the breath out. And then use your inhale to rise yourself back up. Plant the left hand inside the left leg. Wherever it connects, find the opposition of leg into elbow to ground you. And then right hand comes behind the head. More points of contact, the back of your head, the palm is opening up. And then you're lifting that right elbow point up. Coming out of the right side body with your breath, lighting up all those little spaces in the rib cage on the right side. Okay, let's come back up nice and slow. Hands come down, grab a hold of the back of your left knee, scoop it up, and walk it over to the right side. This is a little bit of a shimmy here and an organization. Want to get the hips down and both feet flexed. Take an inhale, big breath up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, we twist to the left. Lift the chin up so that the spine is nice and long. Crown of the head is reaching up to the sky. Maybe the turn of the head, chin over the left shoulder. One more breath here. And then exhale, you'll release the twist. Release the left leg over the right. And bend candle, the left leg so that your right foot meets the top of your left thigh. And we'll take a shape walking the hands from center over to the right. It felt good to use the blocks on the other side for me, so I'm going to try that again. And then again, you sort of have to like shimmy into this shape where you can feel your chest lifting up and breath into the front of your left hip. If you find it, it should feel really good, really getting some awareness, again, of tension in the front, the psoas, the hip flexor, all these spaces that are contracted when we sit. Lift up. Okay, let's release that. Take a little bend or twist to the left. And we'll release this. Let's just come into one more forward fold. Lift up through the chest. Flex the toes. And come forward at the hinge of your hips. Couple of breaths with the chin lifted. And then a couple of breaths tucking the chin, rounding. Inhale, roll yourself up. Wonderful. Let's draw the knees into the chest. And then I'm just going to have you swing around to the top of your mat. We'll set up the mat in a way that the blanket now unfolds one time to support your knees. We're going to take the knees about as wide as the mat, maybe even if they fall off, that's okay. And take a child's pose. Extend your arms forward. Reach forward, wiggle the hips back, and exhale. your chin, your forehead comes down to the mat. And let it be like this shape of surrender. If the mind is still a little bit busy, this is a good place to come back to being present on your mat. Maybe taking the 4 count of your breath in and 4 count of your breath out. Let's take a gentle side stretch. So we'll walk the hands over to the right side of the mat. Extend the left hand on top, fingertips to the earth. And find your 4 count of breath up the left side of your body. One more full round of breath here. And then you'll slowly make your way back to center and crawl to the left, tenting your right fingertips up, and find it lift through the armpit, through the side waist. One more full round of breath. And then you'll slide back to center. Let's keep the knees wide. Lift your chest up off of the earth and pull your abdomen inward. Start to slowly shift forward, coming towards the wrists. And you're going to drop the front of your hips down to the earth. Have your hands right underneath your shoulders. Flex the ankles. Flex the feet. Push the earth away. Finding again that opposition now here in the front of both of your hips. Lifting the chest up. Breathing into the front of your hips. And then you'll scoop your abdomen in, land back on your heels, and let's bring the knees slowly together right underneath your hips. We'll rock both of your weight over to the right hip. Push a little bit into the outer hip and then rock the hips back over to the left side. Rolling forward, inhale. Exhale, press into the outer right hip. Inhale back. Exhale over to your left hip. Inhale forward, drop the hips forward. Exhale over to the right hip. One more time, inhale towards your child's pose. Exhale into your left outer hip. Inhale forward. And exhale, let's come back into a tabletop. And I'm gonna have you walk your knees, maybe shift the blanket a little bit further towards the back of the mat. Knees are gonna stay underneath your hips, and we're gonna take puppy pose. Again, we'll try and stay off the wrists a little bit today. Puppy pose is basically down dog, but a big stretch in the armpits and across your chest. So if this is as far as you can come down, that's great. Push into the earth, push your hips with your hands, and lift your tail up. If it feels okay as you start to keep with your deep breath, maybe your chest and your chin comes down to the earth. Bring your gaze up and really, really slowly shift your weight forward. Come onto your belly. Elbows right underneath your shoulders. Sphinx pose. You'll zip your legs together. Big toes touch, thighs touch. Push down into the earth. Lift your chest up. Tuck the chin slightly, gazes over the front of your fingers. There's a little bit of a pull back, so imagine you could pull the earth, pull the mat, top of your mat towards your hips and lift your chest up. Awesome, let's release that. Bring your forehead down to the mat and slide your hands underneath your armpits now. And there's a bit of a hug inward. Zip your elbows in towards your rib cage. Inhale, peel your chest up off the earth, push into the ground a little bit. Exhale, release. Inhale, come up. Pause at the top of your breath. Exhale, let it go. Again. And release. Let's push into the hands and knees, come into a tabletop. And we'll take a couple of traditional cat-cows. Tuck the toes, lift your chest, come forward with the heart. Untuck the toes, push the breath out as you round. Deep breath in, come forward. Deep breath out, push into the earth as you scoop in your abdomen. One more round, deep breath in. And deep breath out. Let's let the head be heavy here. Shake it, yes, left and right, yes and no. Sink back towards the heels. Roll yourself back up. Let's tuck all 10 toes into the earth. And we'll get a little toe stretch here. So press into your toes. Walk your hands up. Take your right hand, extend it forward, palm face the front of the mat, opening up the hand. And left hand is just going to take a hold of all 4 fingers and push the wrist to the front of your mat. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Release and roll the right wrist around. Shake it off. Left hand comes forward, palm to the front of your mat. Hand grabs the fingers and pushes away as you extend the front of your wrist to the front of your mat. And release. Shake both wrists out. Give them a circle. Come off of your toe stretch. Give that a tap out and roll around. I'm going to have you take your right knee, square yourself off, hands and knees. And then you're going to take your right leg up. We're going to try and bring the right knee to the height of your hip. Inhale as if you were drawing a circle with your kneecap. Exhale, drop the knee to the earth. Inhale, draw it all the way up. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's bring it up, pause to that frog leg out to the side and pulse the right knee up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Send the knee back to parallel your quadricep to the earth. Push through the heel, baby pulse to the sky. Push, use the low glutes for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Draw the right knee into the right elbow, and we're going to kick the right ankle over to the left just a little bit. We'll take a moment here in upright pigeon. So walk your left toes back, look behind you, straight back behind you. And again, push into the earth here. If you want to grab your blocks and bring the earth up a little bit higher to you so you can get this stretch from that right glute. I'm going to try and find your hips parallel to the earth. Again, we're coming a lift up out of the front of your left hip. And let's take a tiny walk over to the right side of the mat. And as you push the earth away, maybe lift up out of that left hip. And then release it down. Push into the earth. Let's scoop the right knee back to meet the left. You can rinse it out here with a cat and cow if you wish. Inhale forward and exhale back. If you need to wiggle left and right, feel free to do that. We'll take it to the other side. So your left knee is going to come up. Flex the toes and take a huge circle in and out. Imagine there is a crayon on your kneecap and you're wanting to draw on the side wall. Big circle. Pause when the knee is out towards the hip height, and we'll pulse it heel to the sky for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Draw the knee back so that your quadricep is parallel to the earth. Push through the heel. Squeeze your low glutes for 8. Baby squeeze. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Release left knee to left wrist. Swing the left ankle over to the right. And then give yourself a walk down the back of your mat with your right knee. Check that it's straight behind you. And then lift up. Whew. Soften if you're clenching the glutes. Inhale. Pause at the top. Exhale. It might feel nice to crawl over to the left if you did that on the right side. And find this little reach up. Tiny side stretch. And we'll come back to center. Release it down. Draw the right knee back in. And scoop the left knee back to meet the right. Inhale, come forward, cow shape. Let's tuck the toes this time and find a downward facing dog. I'm gonna move my blanket off to the side here. You can keep it if you like for any knees down that we do. And just take a downward facing dog here, a couple of minutes to bend one knee, then the other. Shake your head yes and no. Push into the hands as you lift your hips, the sits bones up to the sky. Just one more breath here. Let's come up onto the balls of the toes. Bend the knees a lot, look forward, and take a walk forward to the top of your space. Let's come up into a halfway lift. Draw your hands to your shins, flat back, and exhale to fold. Inhale, come up, long, flat back. Exhale to fold. Now try this. Come up to a flat back. Find the length of your breath, and then at the top of your breath, hold your breath. Pull your belly in a little further on the hold. Bend your knees and drop your ribs to your thighs. Inhale, long, flat back. Hold the breath, pull the abdomen in. Exhale, release over your legs. And one more time. And then we'll hold here in the forward fold. You can let your hands be heavy. You could take opposite elbows. Release the hands down to the earth. Let's take a halfway lift here, flat back. Exhale, step the right foot all the way back. I'm wiggling my left toes forward so that I can bend my left knee, keep the knee over the ankle, and then drop the right knee down. Come up, hands to hips. And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Sweep the arms up overhead. Let's clasp the thumbs together and reach up a lot. Maybe we could even draw the biceps back by the ears and find a tiny arch back. Exhale, slowly release hands to the earth. Slide your left leg straight-ish, micro bend the knee. Lift the chest forward. Exhale, lower the chest just a little bit. Inhale, come back up. Let's step back onto the left leg. Clasp your thumbs, reach up. Exhale, release the hands, slide back to half Hanuman. Chest forward, inhale. Exhale, release. One more time, step back, scoop the arms up. Exhale, release. Woo. Hands come down to the earth. Let's pick the right knee up and take a walk down the right side of your mat. Halfway lift, long flat back. Soft knees, forward fold. Inhale, come back to a flat back. Exhale, let's walk back to the front of the mat. Frame the left foot. Release the right foot down again. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, let's plant the hands to the earth. Step right foot to meet left. Halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale to release. Inhale, come flat back. Plant the hands, step your left foot back. Again, I'm going to wiggle my right toes forward. A nice long lunge here. Plant the left knee down. Keep the right knee over the ankle, hands to hips. Reach the arms up overhead, lengthen, clasp. See if you can find the opposite way, the uncomfortable clasping way. Lift up. Tiny bit of an arch back. Release hands down. Find your half Hanuman, gliding the right toes up, flex. Heart comes forward, inhale. Exhale, soften. Step back, right foot, sweep up. Exhale, release. Glide back. Heart forward. And release. Inhale, step back onto the foot, sweep up. Exhale, hands come to the earth. Pick the left knee up. Let's go down the left side of the mat. And just take a little micro bend into your left knee. Lift the gaze up. Come back to center. Little bend into the right knee. And then pick the chest up and the gaze. Slowly walk back to the front. Frame the right foot. Step left foot to meet the right. Halfway lift. And forward fold. Your next exhale, you'll press down into your heels a lot. Draw hands to your hips and rise all the way up to stand. Release the hands down by your sides, facing the front of the room. We'll take a sweep of the arms up overhead. Lengthen on your inhale. Maybe there's a little bit of an arch back. Re-straighten your spine. Exhale, hands down through the heart space or swan dive out the side. Halfway lift. Exhale, let's plant the hands and step both feet back to a plank pose. Push the earth away. Firm the belly up. So you're pulling belly button to spine. Keep all of that engaged as you lower your knees down to the earth. So squeeze the abdomen in, pull in through your midline. Inhale, slide your shoulders past your wrist. Keep the belly engaged. Exhale, chin to chest comes down. Slide onto your pelvis, tops of the feet. Inhale, heart comes up. Exhale to release. Hands underneath your shoulders, tabletop to downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Balls of the toes, bend the knees. Look forward, let's take a walk forward to the top. Halfway lift, fill up. Exhale to release. Push down into your heels, spike them to the ground, hands to the hips. Rise all the way up. Release hands down by your sides. Arms sweep up. Maybe there's a clasp of the thumbs and you back bend. When you're ready, you re-straighten the spine. Swan dive over your legs. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Come up halfway this time. Again, step your feet back, plank pose. Get firm in your belly. Exhale the knees to the earth. Keep the abdomen firm. Shift your weight forward. Lower down as you pin your elbows to the side waist. Slide to your cobra, heart up and heart down. Knees tabletop. Tuck the toes. Back to downward facing dog. And just one more time, let's bend the knees, look forward, take your walk forward. Try and make it your own here, halfway lift. And fold. Push down, rise up. Sweep all the way up. Find your lift, maybe the arch back. Exhale to release over your legs. Halfway lift. Step back into your plank. Lower the knees down, keep the abdomen engaged, and lower to the belly. Heart comes forward and up. Exhale to release. Hands underneath the shoulders. Come back to tabletop, into down dog. Okay, let's walk forward again. This time take your halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. You're going to step your right foot back. Let's bring the right knee down. Come up to your hips. And soften the breath. We're going to sweep the right arm up to the sky. Lift up. Keep lifting up those right fingertips to the sky. Opposition right knee is grounded down. And maybe there's a tiny bit of a side stretch as you reach your right fingertips towards the left side of the room. Let's come back up to center. And then you're going to bend your right elbow, twist to the left. Maybe cross the elbow over the left knee. You can make a fist or bring prayer hands to the heart space. Maybe look to the left. Untwist yourself. Let's scoop the right knee up again and take a crawl down the right side of your mat. You can stay in your fold, or you can take another bend to the right knee. Little baby skandasana, lift the chest up. Over to the left. And then let's crawl back to the front of your mat. Step the right foot to meet the left. Halfway lift, fill up. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Let's step the left foot back. Float the left knee down. Crawl up onto hips. Sweep the left arm up to the sky. And really think about, maybe you even close your eyes, just think about the whole left side of your body. Lengthening, stretching out some of the tightness in the hip or the side body. You might start to arch to the right a little bit. And then come back to center. Bend this left elbow, take it across the right knee. You could always grab your belly too while you're in there with your right hand and scoop it around. Get a nice juicy twist. Prayer hands, or you could always fist this hand and push away if that helps to open up on the right. Okay, Let's release. Woo. Up onto the left knee, crawl down the left side. And again, yogi's choice. You can just stay here in a fold. Bend the knees. You could take your skandasana, left and right. Great, lift up. Let's crawl back around. Step left foot to meet the right at the top of your space. Excuse me. Halfway lift and fold. Let's tilt yourself forward. Come onto the balls of your toes. And then see if you can sink your hips down to your heels. Sink back onto your heels and onto your bum. Shift your sits bones back. Lift up in your seat. Push down into the legs. Arms go on up overhead. Deep breath in. And deep breath out, forward fold. Lengthen your chin towards your toes, chest forward. And then exhale, soften and round. Inhale, come back up. Just bring both feet in. I'm going to have you take your left ankle and scoop it under your right knee. So your left knee is bent. We took this shape earlier on where we stepped the right ankle over the left. And let's find your cushion so we can have that tilt up of the pelvis. And then any degree that you can get your knees to stack is good. If they're not totally stacked, that's fine. If you have, again, props, you can always place them between the knees. There shouldn't be any major pressure on the joints. I mean, you should feel like it's a little bit hard to get the right hip down. That's what we want to go for, that outer right hip. So we're going to lift our chest forward and up. We're going to try and ground this right hip down as we tilt forward just a little bit. Just go to the point where you feel the sensation in your hips.
So far.
Walk yourself back in. Slowly uncross the legs. And we'll take it to the other side. Right ankle underneath the body. Left knee on top. The side might be very different. It's okay, our hips are not symmetrical. You could push into the blanket and lift up, maybe wiggle the hips back. Again, now you want to try and get your left hip down. Lift your chest up. And then maybe a slow walk of the hands forward. Slowly come back up and slowly unwind yourself. Scoot yourself off of your blanket. And roll down onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest. Maybe gently roll left and right. Let's take the right knee on top of the left. And extend your arms up, out wide, palms face up. Pull both knees into the chest. On an exhale, you're going to drop both knees to the right. Uncross the knees here. Hug them in a little closer. One more breath into the belly and then wring it out. We'll come back to center. Take the right ankle on top of the left knee. And you'll either leave the left foot on the floor, push into the top of your right thigh, or you'll have the left foot off the floor. We're all going to flex the right toes and bring the hand. If you've lifted the left foot up, maybe draw hands behind your left leg. And think about letting your shoulders soften here. And letting your whole back, your upper, middle, lower back, be heavy into the earth. One more stretch here. And then we'll release the left foot, uncross the legs. Take the left knee on top of the right. Open your wings nice and wide, full belly breath in as you lift the knees into the chest. Exhale it out. On your next exhale, drop both of your knees to the left. You could place the left hand on top of your knee pile, or you could support if your knees are hanging and feel like there's some effort. You could always support yourself, blocks or blanket underneath your knee pile. Let's uncross the legs, hug the knees in towards the chest. A little ring out of the belly, a little further with a breath here. And then you'll come back to center. Place the right knee down as you cross left ankle onto right knee. And then again, you'll stay either here, and this could be your figure four where you're lengthening the abdomen and your little push into the top of your left thigh. If you feel like you need a little bit more, you could bring hands to the back of your right leg. Release the right foot down. Release the left. Take your arms wide open and just windshield wiper. Legs drop, knees to the left and to the right. Come back to center. Let's grab a block. And if you don't have a block, then you might take your blanket. Take that accordion and we'll just roll it once and twice. So it kind of looks like a block. And we're gonna push your feet a little bit closer to your heels so you can get your bum up. And right at the base of your spine. And we're gonna put the knees into the chest. So right at the base of your spine. Excuse me. Let's extend the right leg, push into the heel, and hold on to your left knee. Now we're going to keep pushing through the left heel and slowly push it to the front of your mat. And then when you're about halfway down, you're going to then feel this shift. The pelvis sort of rolls over that block or the blanket. And just as you're hovering the heel over the mat, find a big stretch the front of your right hip. And you can bring the heel down to the earth. You just want to you don't want to bring it down, just collapse everything, because then you get no stretch. But if you bring it down and continue to push into your right heel and draw the left knee in, activate the front of your right leg, the hip, the psoas. One more breath here. And then start to drag the right heel across the mat. And then bring it into the center. Hug that right knee. And then we'll extend the left heel. So flex, push, push, push. Push through the left heel. Get that stretch in the back of the leg. And then slowly with your breath, you'll explore all the back of the leg with the breath as you come down. And then feel that shift. Roll over the blanket or the block. And feel the stretch come into the front of your left hip. Okay, to come out of this again, please draw your heel along the earth into the body. One more squeeze of thighs to your ribs. And then we'll extend both heels up. Open your palms out wide. Let the shoulder heads roll down. Let there be tingling, should there be a tingle of energy stuck from the feet, moving down the body. I should say up the body towards the heart. Release the feet down to the earth. Slide this block or blanket out from underneath. And lay yourself all the way down in Shavasana. If you have a blanket, it might feel nice to put that over the hips. Let everything go. Let there be no effort here. Stay here for as long as you like. Beauty of home practice in Shavasana for as long as you like. When you're ready, you'll just find some gentle movement. And you'll roll onto your right side to come up. Little to no effort. Find your seat. Maybe prop yourself up. And again, the beauty of home practice, you could come to your seat or you could stay in Shavasana. You could set a timer at the side of your mat and give yourself 5, 7, 8 minutes in meditation. I also have a number of essential oils by my mat, so you might do the same. Rub them together, breathe it in. And breathe it out. Thank you so much for joining me during this practice. Together we'll bring our thumbs up to the third eye, bow to one another. The love and the light within me honors and bows deeply the love and the light within each of you. Namaste.